Hi everybody, this is Roger Daltrey and welcome to another unboxing video. First of all, thank you for watching all the 3 Marvin Gaye unboxing videos. I really appreciate that. And as I said, I'm going to be moving on to Rod Stewart. Now this is a box set that came out in 2015, so just last year. Well, basically 2 years, because tomorrow, as we already know, is New Year's Day, which is also the title of a U2 song. And this box set contains all his Mercury record albums, or if you want, you can call this the studio albums 1969 to 1974. Here's the back of the box, and there's all the 5 albums mentioned with the actual track listing. So without any hesitation, let's get this opened up. Rod Stewart is one of my all-time favourite singers, and I loved his voice, and I loved a lot of his songs on the Faces albums. And I thought the Faces were a really good band as well. Just put the setup over here. And this video is dedicated to Stephen Murphy, whose alter ego is Rod Stewart. So when we open it up here, there is the 5 replicas here. And now, let's go to these albums. So here's his debut album called An Old Raincoat Won't Ever Let You Down. And it came out in 1969. And on this album, he covers the Rolling Stones' Street Fighting Man, and also Man of Constant Sorrow that Bob Dylan recorded for his debut album, which isn't written. Here's the disc. There's no track listing on either of these, but who cares? We still have the back of the box. And this was released in the same year when the Faces formed. But aside from that, it's a really nice solid album, or some people tend to call this the Rod Stewart album. So this has multiple title names. That's that album. Up next came Gasoline Alley from 1970. And he covers another Bob Dylan song on here called Only a Hobo, as well as the Rolling Stones' It's All Over Now. And this album was included in a book called 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. How can you do that when you don't have time to listen to them all? But then I'll just get the disc out. They're all the same because they're in a nice box set. And this album was released in the same year as the Faces' first album called First Step. And I might be doing an unboxing video for the Faces maybe in February 2017, or if not, I'll just buy the album singly. But if I do, stay tuned for that video. So that's Gasoline Alley. Up next is a lot of people's favourite Rod Stewart album, Every Picture Tells a Story from 1971. And this album produces a big hit on here called Maggie May. We all know that song, and we know it is incredible, and it's a fantastic track. He covers That's Alright by Elvis Presley, and he also covers another Bob Dylan song called Tomorrow is a Long Time, which Elvis covered for a Bob Dylan tribute album. And he also covers the Tim Hardin classic Reason to Believe. And he also does a Temptations cover called I Know I'm Losing You, and all the members of the Faces appear on that as guest musicians. And then here's the disc for you. This album was ranked number 172 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums of All Time, but I'm not sure where Maggie May was for the song. And I bet you this would be included in the 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. But this is just an amazing album, one of my favourite records of all time. This is definitely my favourite album of Rod Stewart's early career. Then after that came Never a Dull Moment from 1972. And the front cover is a bit odd because it's not the way it looked like. If I just turn it on the side, that's what it should look like. So now it's like when you turn the back, it's all upside down. But what do we have on here? He covers another Bob Dylan song called Mama You've Been On My Mind. And this album produced a big hit for him called You Wear It Well. And he also covers Etta James's I'd Rather Go Blind. And on the blues CD that my dad owns, there's a live performance of Etta James singing it, and she said Rod Stewart recorded it. And he also covers the Sam Cooke track Twisting the Night Away. And I'll get the disc out for you. Never a Dull Moment. And this And there's a song on here called Angel, which was originally recorded by Jimi Hendrix. I think Rod Stewart's version was a tribute to him because at that time Hendrix had passed away, and he was sharing a flat with Ron Wood that night, and they were in the Soho Club on the night Hendrix died. That's never a dull moment. Whoops. And finally, the last record on Mercury albums, Smiler, from 1974. And this album also has a big... He also covers another Bob Dylan song, this time Girl from the North Country. And he also covers Mine for Me by Paul McCartney, and another Sam Cooke track called Bring It On Home to Me, You Send Me, and also the Aretha Franklin track, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, but in this case, he's a man. And then here's the disc, Smiler. So that's it. That's my unboxing video of Rod Stewart, the first box set, or otherwise known as the studio albums, 1969 to 1974. I hope you all enjoyed it. Rod Stewart is one of the all-time greats. But thanks very much to everybody who's been watching my videos in 2016, and I hope you all have a really nice dinner tonight, as we are, because we're having our feast tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow on New Year's Day for the Rod Stewart The Studio Albums 1975 to 2001. But if you have this box set already and what you think of it, definitely leave me a comment on what you think of Rod Stewart. Otherwise, I shall see you all in the new year.